morning. Notice in my last live, I sounded sick. That's funny. Nobody noticed that I sound sick. This is 0700 hours and 8 minutes. Saturday, October 6th, 2018. I do a lot of lives today. I just learned a lot about us as people. I talk to so many people. I don't know what this is. If this is the world that the creator designed and this is what it's supposed to be, right now we should just drop a nuclear bomb on it, cause and just kill everybody and just restart. Cause there's no way that a lot of people, even some people that's like, okay, I talk to lots of people. Like everybody. I can literally walk by you and say, hi, how you doing? Be a woman, whatever. I'm not trying to get with you. And if you start getting into a conversation, then I just start listening to people. I'm not saying like, I know if I talk to somebody, I know the definition, I know the meaning of the word. Even if I just take away what the original meaning was, the original understanding, according to our information that we have, and we just talk, and it's like, how do you extract that information from what we're talking about? How come we can't stay on conversation, stay on topic? I don't do it, but if you're gonna tell me let's talk about the topic I chose is unemployment rate, I want to know the why is there the lowest unemployment rate since the last 49 years? What was going on in our economy? It's so many factors. And then when I say why nobody want to work, what is going on? What is the reason of the unemployment rate? Right? Aren't you going to do all of that? And just instead of saying, and this is what I learned with people, that some people just go to one factor. People don't want to work. But why people don't? And I'm a type of person is like, or such as, I cannot get around. I can't get around just saying that's just it. Wow, he's lazy. She's lazy. She's that. He's that. It's like it's as that's the only answer we come up with. That's the only. And when I talk to people, I'm like, why is that the reason? And somehow, and I learned this, and they bring what they would do, what a lot of people would do. And I understand that you don't have to explain everything, but it's a real reason of why you don't. I don't smoke. Like for me, I don't smoke weed. To me, weed stink. I don't like the taste. I don't like the smell. I don't have to do it to not like. If the smell is not good, I know the taste gonna have a little taste to it. Is what I'm gonna suck in is gonna take. I'm gonna taste it. I don't like the smell. My senses work together. So I'm going to talk to you about the unemployment rate. That's crazy. Since I've been alive, since I've been 18, I'm 35 now. I'll put it that way. Since I've been 18, we have the notion of when we are growing up, a mother and father supposedly that's the house. A man and a woman. I don't do all that other blended type of family, type of different things that us as people trying to make sound correct now. I learned that as well. Things somebody will say you like, we'll get into that. We'll do another live. I'm gonna stick on the unemployment rate. It might not be that long. And so we're watching the world supposedly have all these jobs created. Your mother or father job as a parent to have a child is to prepare their child for this world they're about to when they leave. See, you in a different world when you stay with your parents. From when you birthed, your parents have to take care of you because you're a child, you're a baby. Don't compare us to animals or any other creature on this earth. Because that is up to why that creature is made. We're not made as those creatures. So to compare a human to an animal, which is dumb, a lot of dumb things that we say and do. is it's crazy. Oh yes, I just found out if you live in Buffalo, New York, on Sheridan, on Sheridan Drive, and it's in Buffalo. If you go to the Walmart, yes, Walmart on Sheridan Drive, there's the glasses place that do the glasses, the optical place, and your glasses need a screw or something like that's easy fixable. A lens like scratch real bad or like screw, but I know screws for sure. And if that's all that's missing out the glasses, you can go there and they do it for free. It's at no cost, no cost whatsoever. So that's a little information I pass along. And so the parents, you're supposed to prepare your child for life. But what we learned is a lot of parents, they don't even have the ability to prepare their child for life. When I left the house, I joined the military. My mother didn't want me to join the military. My father kind of like didn't say nothing. But what I learned is my parents, and it's not a diss to parents, because if you're ready to be parent and you're a parent now, and there's things that you haven't went over with your child, don't look at it as somebody talking about you or saying you're a bad parent. Think about it as, wow, I really didn't know this. So, and it's helpful to you as well because you learning about a new resource or basically how we call it, a new piece of information. We so quick to say, well, that's not true. That's not right. That I don't know. I'm not. And it's like, I'm not, I hate the word like, such as why I don't know this information. Now I know it and it's better. It's like we want to be better. I want to be improved. If you don't, cool. You don't have to take the information. You don't need the information. That's up to you. But there's people out there I know that I am an example for that would love the information that I'm saying because they didn't know. Every new information I didn't know, I'm happy that I know now. It's not that if I can go back, if I was 18, if I knew what I knew now, I'd be different. Most likely, no, because in some a lot of cases, think about all the things you know now. Remember when a person that you did not want to hear. Think about the person you didn't want to hear. Think about some of the things they said that you heard but you didn't hear and you did not want to. You did not care about. Did you really take that information in? No, because like I was saying, I wrote down. I got a focus. I got a purpose, mission, and position 8 years ago. Did I really take into account of that? I kind of did because I did have a focus. I went to school. I learned a lot of information, but I didn't put all that together, and I didn't keep the biggest focus. The biggest one of all was the focus. I know I had the purpose, mission, and position now, but I never focused in. Some people become rich not because they worked hard for 7 years, because they clicked on the focus, some information that they have or they just received. They worked it real hard and believe this or not, or know it or not. A lot of people don't become financially wealthy by working hard so many years and years. It's a quick move because some of us was just missing just a quick piece of information that it could add it on to us. And so once we learned that, like, oh, and I don't mean just the supply and demand information. And people try to use different reasoning. Well, there's just like not everybody's going to become financially rich the same way, but not everybody's going to be rich. Because some people that's financially rich really don't do a lot. They don't have a lot of care and they hurt, and they will argue with it because the proof is what you're doing. Well, I donate. Okay, I don't care how much you donate. You're just giving money to a cause that you never even went to. If I have a $2 million, for me, I would take some of that money and see what the cause. Like if it's a Detroit is having a water situation, I would take some of my money. If I'm wealthy, I will fly to Detroit. I want to look at the city because when I get to visualize what's going on, I get to actually do what I need to do. See, by just throwing money out there, You don't know what's really going on. So this piece of information saying the unemployment rate, but why are we unemployed? What information I seen at so far at all the jobs I worked is the jobs don't care about you. The people in charge got to their position, but a lot of cases, either somebody most positions I get in that's higher up is somebody I rather wait till somebody retire because in the meantime I'm gathering information that I didn't know. Like I see RNs, it's kind of hard, and I learned something as a registered nurse. I wouldn't work in a nursing home. I wouldn't learn what I need to learn because in a hospital I'm going to see what truly goes on the everyday. As a nurse, a registered nurse, I need that information to me done every day. If a person come in with a wound, it's a machine called a wound vac. I want to know how to apply the wound vac to this person properly. So when I'm on duty that day, and the person come in with a wound vac, I know how to do it. I'm not saying I'm going to be like the best at it, but it's going to be like not simple. I'm going to understand. So as I'm doing it, the person can look at me like, you don't know what you're doing. You're going too slow. I'm just like, this is not a piece of in a nursing home. It's not what you're doing every day. You coming from a hospital where they practice this and training all day for a wound vac. They get to see it multiple times. In a nursing home, if you go from straight from information you just learned to a nursing home, that's why when I chose my CNA, I went to an area where I'm going to be utilizing everything. But then at the same time, I learned that it's a reason why the creator want. Like I have the heart to have my own healthcare service because I'm going to be specific. I'm going to educate the family and the person at a nursing home to families. Your parent is in rehab at any nursing home for rehab. There is not a one-on-one. There is not a time frame where you can get a service. I don't care how much you pay in a year or a month or a week. The truth got to be told. It will be hard for a one-on-one if every room is full in that rehab and there's only three people and they say they hire four for that night to fill up that to help. So a person gets so many people and every bed is full on one side. That's about that's close to 20 beds. And if it's one person and it's three people, so let's say if it's 30 people, let's say 30 people all together there. It's about not 20 beds. But I learned for the law of New York State, every fifth child for a daycare, you need one person. Well, in the nurse, you got a cluster of 10 people. You have 10 people. You have 10 grown adults that's just as heavy and as big as you that have just as much information. They might have memory loss. You have to be responsible for it. So if they have to do things and they can't do it on their own, it's going to limit that nurse assistant, that CNA, that certified nurse, to help your parent or the person that you a proxy for, or a person that you're looking after a one-on-one. It's going to limit how long it can be around that person. So if you only limit, so let's say you go on multiple dates with multiple people at one time, you're going to limit how much you're going to get to know that person. You only can extract so much information out of that person. So people have to make a quick choice. What type of person is handling my mother or father? If you want a worker that's only work, you might want to keep your parent home and hire someone at the same price. But if you okay with your parent able to walk, stand up, move on their own, and do things, a nursing home is okay. See, that's a piece of information you would like to know before you send your parent to a nursing home. And this is not something that a nursing home would feel like, oh, I will get fired for relaying this information. If I get fired for relaying this information, if anybody get fired, you shouldn't even want to go to nursing homes no more. You shouldn't. If I cannot relay a good piece of information to help you choose a better option for your parent so they can get better care and the person will get in trouble, you shouldn't even want that. I'm just using that as an example saying I will not get in trouble. I didn't use names. I didn't say nothing that you shouldn't know already. But some people is not educated to know. Education means to go out. So until I speak out, I cannot educate you. So the unemployment rate dropped because we're taking more time that's not focused on the economy. We are like the president did this administration, a tariff. Well, from my understanding, tariffs is a it's like I think of tar. You ever see tar like how you create tar? It's like a sludge of things and it blackens because it's a mixture. And it's this we created it, but we made it for the design to keep things stuck together or fill in. And it's hot and it's black and it have a strong odor because of the fumes and all the toxic fumes that come out of it. So think about a tariff, tar. And see, this sounds funny, but I'm just using this language. I didn't even look up the word tar because I didn't realize at the time I was going to speak about unemployment. I was going to use that like because tax. Think about taxes, and we always say the richer get richer and the poor get poorer. If you study taxes, I am not taxed the same way a person with money is taxed. They or a person that has a high financial standing within the world and they are making a good money, they're not taxed the same way. That's why it would be hard if all of a sudden we get to a point where we break poverty. And I kept telling us as a whole, if we really wanted to see change, the only way it's gonna happen if we come together. It's not gonna happen no other way. I don't mean coming together because you had a baby with you a black woman or a black man had a baby with a white person or an Armenian person, an Arabic or Arabic Burke, a Lebanese person, a Liberian person, a Lebanon person, a Greek person, person from Greece. That's not coming together. That's just intermingling and interracializing. In some cases, colonizing. I mean, really coming together like the information I'm saying, give me some information that can help. That's what to me, a partnership and a relationship, whether it's just your best friend as a guy or female, or as a person you meet for a business opportunity, it's still personal because you got to get to know them. That's what coming together is. It got nothing to do with having families together, me having a baby, another race. And that's what people keep trying to say to me, like, well, if you don't, that's I'm not that don't matter. Because that's a person choice. I don't care about your choice. But as soon as you tell me you want to be together, you change the I want to say platform. The word's not coming to my mind. You're not utilizing the information no more. Because now you're trying to talk about other things that has nothing to do coming together have nothing to do with since I'm with another race of a person creating a baby. No. This child still need information that to live a life so they don't fall in unemployment rate. That has nothing to do with it. Well, just because a child see a healthy relationship, they're not going to automatically have a healthy relationship themselves. They get to see what make up one. Because you know what they got to go out do in the world too is live it themselves. But they also need some information like when they ask their parents, "Mom, how did you meet?" Well, Mom, you was doing this, and you telling me you still met father that way, and Dad, you was doing that. You telling me it's like pieces of information that is not always said. So we're falling under the unemployment rate so bad because they're leaving out information. There there's not I understand that there's a community center that create these resources. But just like we have a yard sale, we have put up all these signs and point to the direction. And I just watch. I don't intervene because I like to see what is people true mindset. And I see there's a seminar coming up. Well, social media is not the only place I can spread the word. There's word of mouth. There's my feet. I can walk around. I can put up flyers and posters in real life, and you don't see that. So that's a lie about unemployment rate. And just look at unemployment rate. The number one thing that I hate, what I hate about when you're unemployed and people keep telling you there's jobs out there, which it is when you go to these job fairs. The job fairs say dress to impress, bring lots of resumes. And there's millions of places. So you might want to look up some information about it, like a lot of these jobs, and you do. And then you get there, it's like, well, give me your yes, are you? And so when I walk into it, I say, are you hiring right now? I'm looking for a job. This is my, and I would like a career because I'm looking for a job. I'm not working to the point where I'm not receiving the benefits or incentives of a company, or I'm not part of a union. Do you have those things? And I don't want to, and if you're going to send people out, I don't want to discuss. I'm asking you now. I'm asking you now. Especially if it's not full of lots of people. I want to ask specific questions now. Send out people that know the information. Because I don't want to go to a job fair. A person got a computer. You got people that's supposed to be qualified to hire me. Hire me right there. Give me some information that I didn't already know before I go. I don't go to job fair because I learned. People are like, oh, you got hired. No, you got hired because somehow you knew someone. I don't know anyone, but I'm looking forward to get hired. According to the state, the unemployment rate is at an all-time low. They should be hiring Johnny on the spot. And I don't mean for a job that I'm willing to work any type of job, but you telling me the jobs that's we gotta get you gotta check your background. I understand that. But I came to a job fair because it was supposed to be a fair. It's supposed to be fair so I can get a foot in the door right away, not later on. I gotta go online and fill out the application. So, so what's the point of you coming? I could have been did that. I didn't have to come here to hear the information you told me is literally I knew for myself already and what your website told me. That's another cause of unemployment rate. Doing job fairs, that's not fully helpful. And I speak to people that work at the unemployment training centers that we call it the VTC. Some of the people, they look at you weird. And it's like, I don't have this information. Not everybody, for me to get a lot of information, I have to put my mind into what I'm talking about or what I'm trying to do first to gather enough information so I can have the resources to be better prepared at what I'm trying to do. So the unemployment rate don't talk about now. How are they hiring people? See, and there's a lot of things. So if you keep factoring in, so how to hire people now, what they're doing. See, it sounds like somebody I'm making an excuse. I'm telling the truth. There's going to be 20,000 men and women graduating from the University of Buffalo. The city I live in is called Buffalo. And they are going to have their bachelor's degree. Some's going to be in arts and some's going to be in like a science. It's the BA and the BS. That's funny. It's called BA. So to me, if you say BA, you a bitch ass, and BS, that's bullshit. Because I know it is. Because when I graduate with so around the globe, let's say it's 10,000 people graduating with a business and marketing degree. And retail is looking for business and marketing. Let's say in just this sector, the sector you in. I'm going to do it like this. I'm not going to say sector. The county you in only need 5 business and marketing. In just this area alone, 2,000 business marketing people graduated. What do you think is going to happen? They're not going to get that job. But there's other jobs available that coincide with your degree. But then that's only 10 jobs. Then that's only 10 to 20 jobs. And there's another type of job. So now you're left over in the area, you have 2,000 people. Now you left over with, let's say 300 people that don't have a job. I'm not going to call it a profession because only 10 people got into a profession with their degree said of. And we're gonna factor in experience, time, who they knew, how they got there, because everybody don't have the same resources, the same knowledge. And then you can went into the interview, and I ask people, what's the difference between two people that walk into a room and the one person get the job, the other didn't? There's no. The difference is literally just that simple. You got the job and I didn't. So imagine the person that did not get this career that they went to school for. Now they keep going for job interviews after job interviews and not getting it. And then imagine keep telling this person if something's wrong you're saying they're doing. Your personality. So everything that was not taught at home, they're saying now, or that you have not experienced, they're saying now is more of a factor. See, they're factoring all these different things, and they're telling you now that this really matters. You knew it mattered, but now you're sitting there like, so what it started doing, you start questioning yourself. I went through this. I was going to interviews. I was looking good. I was making sure I smelled good. My clothes was pressed. I made sure my breath smelled good. I made sure my hair was, if it wasn't cut, it was pressed down like a wave cap, like a do rag. And I made sure I took it off before I walked into the building. I made sure I did all these different things, but it was easy. It was so easy. It was part of my personality. So I didn't really have to. What I really did was prepare for the interviewer. Okay, if it's a woman, make sure I look her in the eye, or I like make sure I know how to answer these questions. Make sure I know about this building. And so when I first start off, I get interviews to places I'm not even qualified for. And then when I get there, they like to ask weird questions. And after a while, I started saying this. This was my right. I was like, sir, ma'am, my resume do say this. Now, since I just walk when because I wait to the end when I say this because I'll try to see maybe this job may be a little hard. Like the one I really thought like this is a great job. I could see myself staying here. Was how they made styrofoam and how we used the machines and what we had to do. I was like, I can do this. I can get out here. I don't know. I ride a bike to work. People say, we thought you would drive. Yep, I would ride from inside of Buffalo, inner city, Langfield, or off of Bailey, Buffalo. I would ride my bike to Gitsville, like Amherst. It's like the beginning. It's a 45-minute bike ride. I would do that to go home and to come here on a daily basis. That's no problem with me. I don't like driving the car, so it's no beef. But what I was learning was like you keep telling me what I'm doing is so wrong in my interviews. I don't get the jobs that I want. So you see my resume, you see me, you see. I literally write my resume about me. I guess that's kind of a shock because the person started listening to me talk. Oh, maybe he do know what acute mean. It means to be keen, to be aware. You're keen. Keen awareness is of like I really can see. Like if I walk by a statue, to be keen to a problem is to be focused in. I can see that nick on a statue that wasn't there before. I'm really paying attention to detail. And then when they see that, like, wow, he really pays attention to. But then there are other questions is more so not it's pertaining to me. But they see what type of person I am. I'm not going to take what you just tell me. I'm really going to try to understand what I'm doing. So I understand you are my manager, but I don't want to keep calling you down here for things. At first I am because I'm going to pick up like, okay, that's how you do it. Okay, that's a little move, you know. Okay, it works over and over. The little thing you do, I might want to. I'm going to implement this, not might, because it's going to be my best value. Because what it's going to do, it's going to keep him keen, so aware, keep him focused on what he have on his own plate. But then I learned so we still on unemployment. The people that's going to be unemployed is not getting a job that they desire. To me, I would never work like now at 35 unless I'm a manager I would never put myself in a position that has me starting over. I would start over in a certain type of career. If I know what you're, if this can change into a career, I would start over. I would. It don't bother me. It's not a start over. It's a beginning of new information that I finally pieced together. Now I understand, like, wow, this can really work for my benefit. So I can move on my purpose, mission, and position. But that's not even taught. That's not even understood. There's resources out there. Even if you are unemployed, you can still work. They teach you new skills. You can learn new skills besides of what you just know. A college degree is not the only type of it's not an education, it's a higher learning you can have. You can educate yourself and learn many and different skills. So the unemployment rate can be at the lowest it's ever been because we have some people have more than one skills. And a lot of information is you can't tax my skills. I learned how to do construction. And the lady I met needed work done on her garage. I'm not going to tax her. She's not going to tax me on the work I done. So in the books, it's not under the table and it's not wrong. It's just that we don't have to cover it by law. I don't have to cover. I don't have. She don't. I don't have to cover the taxes. She don't have to cover taxes. It's a work done to her property. That's why it's good to buy property. We don't have property. That's another thing that can end poverty. As I stated before, ending poverty now is learning different skills and getting the resources and buying land. That's like when you read in the Bible, the holy is the land. The land, not the people. People are like, oh, he's a real Jew. People argue about like he's not a Jew. He's living on the land where they can call themselves Jew. But if you remove that person, it's worth land is worth more than anything in this world. Go read about land. So unemployment rate for this person, the rate that they're bringing up, they don't calculate every factor. That's the rate. And if you notice in life, again, I'm going to reiterate this, pay attention. It comes at a price. It's a cost. It's a warfare. Everything weighs a certain amount. It was a certain amount of, in our understanding of income. But an understanding is your whole being of who you are. What was the price that your body did when you lift that person up improperly? It cost you a pain in your back. So at the rate, you're going to continue doing that. Even if you do it properly, you're still going to have a pain. That's the rate. That's the cost. That's the price. That's what you're paying for. So they're paying for time and service. But it's not always rated the way. It's not always the same grade. Grade and grade go together. So the unemployment is not graded and rated the same way. People have skills that's not taxing it. They're getting paid from people that's doing work on their property. They bought the property and it's owned by them. And they're sustaining life because they're working, but they have a license. By law, they have a license to work that. They got a certification. They tell you can. So it can be miscued. Now I took in those factors as well, but in more so in time. But since it's not on paper that this person is not making a fair wage or income, he's or she is unemployed. Or they're going by people that receive assistance. I don't receive any assistance. All my funds come from me having to work or coming from me worked for a company before and I'm receiving income. That's their incentive. So it's not free money. It's not that I didn't earn the money, but my public assistance that they give to people when they need housing, I don't have that. But I utilize the resources that is out there because go find out some paint. So if you unemployed, you having a hard time of life. And just say food is a necessity, but not a requirement. See how I said that? It's a necessity, not a requirement. You don't need food because you can always find food somewhere. Because you have generous people, you have dumpsters, you have garbage cans, people throw away food every day. So, and you don't look at food the same way. You start really caring about what you put in your body now. I learned that when you become homeless, you start noticing what you put in your body because now you know mold affect your body. If you eat moldy bread, then before I used to eat moldy bread because we was poor. We ain't had no knowledge. But we learn that mold on the bread is bad mold. It's not like good mold. Like how you have good enzyme and bad enzyme. So people that have cancer that receive therapy, chemotherapy, that's bad. You should never receive any type of radiation because what the radiation is doing is killing off the good cells that's fighting against that cancer. You would need another source that strengthen those cells that fight against the cancer. So to battle unemployment, we need more sources that fight against people not being able to have the right skill to get these jobs. Or there's no education, there's no information to piece together for them. So because what happened is people not lazy, they get tired. I'm 35. You do get tired after a time if you keep telling you that this is out there, that's out there, and you actually going. I'm going to look. Okay, it's at the community, and you doing all that work, and then you go to the interviews like I didn't get hired. So you telling me I'm that type of person? I'm that type of person that can't get hired, and after a while that get hurtful. It become very hurtful, and the person don't become lazy. It's hurtful to that person to keep doing things that's crazy to them. Crazy is to repeat an action over and over and it's not working. Don't matter how much people say it work, it's not working for you. Now you got to figure out different ways. That's not what make you a man or a woman. That make you a person that just keep having to figure out different ways to live in this world. But that's what I learned, the power of oneness. Another one that I'm gonna talk about being free. Because being free to people is not always the same of what is really free. It's free to have information. But what does it take to get this information? People call my life stupid. I'm a moron by the things I say. Where do you get that information from? Well, the same information you called me a moron and stupid on, I got it from the same sources that you chose not to pay attention to. Or the same people that said, oh, it's okay. It's the same people that's creating it. The same people that talk about, well, I don't want people that don't cheat. They're usually unappreciative, all these different things. But from the people that's cheating, how you calling the cattle black? So there's so much that goes on that we don't, and the unemployment rate is horrible. Because and then if you go to each area, I see there's an unemployment rate. A lot of people is not working, but even though we factor in, and then overall, just at the end of the day, you might have to just suck it up. I had to do jobs that I didn't want to do. I had to do the things. I had to go to places I didn't want to go. I didn't think they was beneath me, but since everything that I knew, all the knowledge and resource I have, I didn't think I had to do those things. But I learned a lot doing those things. So just be mindful of the things that they're talking about. The unemployment rate is not great, but it's not that bad. Because I know people that's unemployed that still make more money, and it's legal money. They have a skill. They just not using all the resources. So eventually it will catch up to them. And then if it is part of what you should be doing, because I don't go against that. I know a lot of things is wrong, is not lawful. I still go by it because I want to avoid myself later on hurt and pain. I don't like setbacks. I like moving in the future because as I know it to be. The past is in the past. It passed. I cannot go back and change nothing that happened before, even 5, 6, 40 minutes ago. I know that now is a present. I said present to me is me. Now it's a gift. I know what's going on here. The future is unknown, it's unpredictable, but you can work on your future. Well, I say unto one, I say unto all, it's your choice, it's your path, it's your journey. Choose wisely. Be the best you can be. Keep working on you. Good, positive reinforcements, affirmations, and empowerments. You are great. I love myself. You love yourself. I am who I think I am, but I am better than I used to be. I have good moral and positive values and ethics. I am being the best me I can be with all I know now. Don't even allow the employment rate to affect you, but think about it. Think about it now. And if you're a young man and woman, think about unemployment. Think about what can I do to never, never not be able to create a revenue. Don't worry about money so much. The reason for me to do this career is because I want to enjoy my life. I actually enjoy this. This is what I enjoy. That's what I want to do. Look at that. Look at now. Forget like, oh, it might not be a career out there because you can establish your own type of business, whether you work it or not. You don't get rich out of a company. If you want to be financially rich, you're going to have to establish a money generating opportunity. You have to create with your own mind, whether it's been done already or not. There's going to be out people wanting what you have and what you need. Even though I have not a lot of views, a lot of my videos have plus 20 views. I was like, okay, that supplier man was different. I'm not expecting people to go watch the video of dignity or to understand why dignity is important or being generous to people or having a genuity about you. I'm not expecting that because I know that's lost in what the parents are showing. So as the parents grow, the child don't know about credit. But then unemployment happen because they have a bad credit. Jobs look at that. So there's a lot of factors that goes into this unemployment rate. But it's not mentioned because all the news and media is gonna do is say, wow, look at the unemployment rate. It was all time low. Look what the president didn't promise. Look what these companies did. That's why I don't watch the news. Because I look at that and laugh. I was like, that has nothing to do with you're not factoring in everything. So when you talk to me, I'm very logical and practical. Factor in everything. And you be the best you can be. Shalom.